What is going on, Sooner Nation? Wanted to talk about the 34-30 win that Oklahoma had over the Texas Longhorns and the AP rankings dropping earlier today. So, Boomer Sooner guys, 34-30 over the Texas Longhorns yesterday. Offense looked really crisp for the most part all day. Very impressed with Jeff Lebby's play calling. Dillon Gabriel solidified himself as a Heisman contender, in my opinion. A little inaccurate to start, but then took the game over with his legs, surprisingly. Leading rusher for the team, a rushing touchdown, and some really big runs when we needed them on third and fourth down. Whenever we needed some crucial yards, he was always there to get them. Running back wise, I thought Tawee Walker played really tough. I thought Marcus Major was looking really slow and he looked a little injured out there. So Tawee was a really good balance to have. I think Tawee's the lead back going forward, guys. This was a great game. Literally took like 5 years off my life watching that game, but so excited, so happy. Jalil Farouk finally popped and showed he was possibly the wide receiver one on the team. A little surprised we didn't see more Nick Anderson early on, but he did have the game-sealing touchdown at the end. Andrew Anthony had a few catches, then he got hurt, so I hope he is okay. I will know more later in the week. Very impressed with the pass blocking that we had, only giving up one sack all day to a really good Texas defensive line. I thought Troy Everett was a little shaky at the beginning against their big nose tackle. His name's escaping me right now, but that big 360-pound defensive tackle they had. Everyone else held up really well, though. I thought Caden Green replaced Troy Everett and looked really good as a true freshman. Drake Stoops was clutch as always. Austin Stogner had a few catches and he blocked really well. So overall, I think the offense was on point. Even at the end with the last drive, a little over a minute left, no timeouts, and we go and score pretty much in a minute exactly. So I was very impressed with that. Dillon Gabriel, like I said, on point, very crisp. Very few mistakes made by him, and he was the better quarterback in this game. Defensively, I thought the D-line looked pretty good as well. Ethan Downs popped. I thought he looked like a true star out there. He was a little, I don't know if he has a grudge against Quinn Ewers, but he was in his face every time he made a play. And I was pretty excited to see that. Dejon Terry stepped up really big for us on the interior D-line. PJ Adebawore got some play out there. Didn't see too much. Trace Ford got some play. Made a few mistakes, but he was pretty good too. Linebackers, of course, Danny Stutzman, man. He was making huge plays, hitting their back Brooks and stonewalling him pretty much every time he made the tackle. Jaron Kanik led the team in tackles. I thought he was impressive. Shows his youth sometimes, but that dude is a impressive looking ball player, and very excited to see where the future takes him. Woody Washington played well all day. I didn't hear anything from their Georgia transfer wide receiver. I forget his name too, but number 5. Adonai Mitchell. Didn't hear anything from A.D. Mitchell all day. He had like 2 or 3 catches, so nothing. And then Gentry Williams also. He gives up a little bit more than Woody as far as plays, but he does make plays. He makes interceptions. He's a hard hitter. I think Gentry Williams is a true star in the making at corner. Safety-wise, I thought Billy Bowman played really well, laying the big hit on J.T. Sanders early in the game, making big hits on Ewers throughout the game, making the tackle on the 4th and inches on the goal line. Huge play by him. Key Lawrence looked okay. Reggie Pearson was hitting really well. I thought the defense played pretty good, guys. I was very excited. I don't know the exact numbers. Let me look real quick of the game, but I know they had more yards than us. We had 285 yards passing, 200 yards rushing. I know we outrushed them, and our leading receiver was Jalil Farouk with 5 catches, 130 yards with a 43-yard long. Jared Kanik had 13 tackles on defense to lead us, and they had 371 yards passing, so definitely more, but they did throw 2 interceptions when we had none, and they only ran for 156 yards on a 3.9-yard average, so that's really impressive to hold a prolific running team to only 156 yards, especially 3.9 yards per carry for that team and that line with that running back. Very impressive. Their leading receiver was Jordan Whittington with 10 for 115. He was pretty good. Worthy had 8 for 108, and then, like I said, A.D. Mitchell, 3 catches, 33 yards for one of the best receivers in the country. That's impressive. And J.T. Sanders, 1 catch, 13 yards. For a first-round prospect-looking tight end, that is very impressive. They had a Jade Barron with 11 tackles. And, yeah, they had a pretty good defense, guys. They were athletic. They were making plays, but Jeff Lebby did find ways to get our guys open. And like I said, Dillon Gabriel was always ready with his feet. When things weren't there, he would take off, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he made his decision and he went with it. I thought he was special. I thought he was really special yesterday. Not his most accurate day passing, but against a really good defense, it's going to be hard to put up very accurate numbers throughout the day. Sorry guys, that was a mouthful. But looking forward, we are now 6-0, ranked 5th in the country, which I'll get to right now. Texas drops to number 9 in the country, I believe. We have a bye week. OU has a bye week coming up, and then we will play UCF. So I do think we can get that game. I'm enjoying this Texas game right now, guys. I was super nervous. I did have belief in us. You can, if you know me or somehow know me, you know I was picking OU all the way. Even my dad was a little scared, but I was always rocking with OU with a close win. It did look like we were going to pull away it was 24-14, I believe, for a moment. And I thought, or 27-17. And we got the ball back, and I'm like, dang, we might pull away. And then we go 3 and out, and they score and make it a really good game. Even when they got the ball back at the end, I was really nervous, but our defense held up, and I like that we brought pressure at the end. PJ Adebawore brought pressure, and I was very excited that he got pressure and made the game end, because I did not want to see a Hail Mary to their big JT Sanders or Xavier Worthy, so that was good. Texas now at 5-1. They will be playing, let me see. They also have a bye, then they will be playing at Houston, so I think they'll be able to rebound from that. And then moving to the AP rankings, guys, we have Miami at 25 after a loss to, who was it, Georgia Tech. They moved down 8 spots. Then we have Kentucky at 24 with a bludgeoning loss by Georgia, who looked really good finally. Kansas moves, or they move back into the rankings at 23 after they beat down, I believe it was UCF. And then LSU moves up. Offense is really good. Defense is really bad. That's just what it is. But they beat Missouri. Notre Dame at 21 after a heartbreaking loss. I don't know about Notre Dame, guys. I don't know about the quarterback, but they did take the L to Louisville. Then we got Tennessee at 20. I just don't think they're that good. I'm not sold on Tennessee. Washington State dropped 6 spots after... Did they take the L? They might have taken the L. UCLA 25-17, that's right. UCLA came out on top. That was the one that was I was wondering why UCLA was the favorite, but I guess Vegas knows more than me. Then we have UCLA, who we just talked about, at 18 after the win over Washington State. We have Duke at 17. They just keep chugging along, man. That one loss, but they're chugging along. Utah, after last week's loss, moves up again 2 spots to 16. We have Oregon State at 15. Louisville moves up 11 spots to 14 after the surprising beatdown of Notre Dame. Ole Miss at 5-1 moves up 3 spots. We have UNC, who got their best receiver back, moving up 2 spots to 12. Alabama, with an uninspiring win, stays at 11. USC with an awful-looking defense. My God. Who can't score on USC, guys? They moved down 1 spot to 10. Texas, after the close loss to Oklahoma, moves down 6 spots to number 9. I do think Oklahoma will be seeing them again in the Big 12 championship, and we will see about that. But what a way for 2 teams leaving the Big 12 to send each other out with the Big 12 title shot. At 8, we have Oregon. At 7, we have Washington with a great offense. We'll know more about Washington, Oregon, USC when they play each other. I think it's going to be a round robin of those 3 teams. Penn State at 6. Penn State's getting no attention for what they can do, man. Defense is good. Quarterback's really good. Once they play Ohio State and Michigan, we'll know all about them. Our OU Sooners move up to number 5, guys. 7 spots up. Finally getting the respect that we deserve, guys. They said we played nobody. They said Dylan Gabriel wasn't good in big games. Both things are now disproven. Gabriel is a legit Heisman contender, and OU has beaten the team that everyone thought was the best team in the country, that beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Oklahoma is that team that took them out. So respect is earned, and we getting it now. Florida State moves up 1 spot to number 4. Jordan Travis is good. They're dangerous, but I just don't. I don't know, guys. I'm not super sold on them. Ohio State is at 3 after a close game at half with Maryland, and then they scored, I think, 27 unanswered to beat them down. Pretty good game. Michigan at number 2 with the beatdown of Minnesota. Michigan's defense is really good. J.J. McCarthy is very talented. We won't know anything until they play an actual FBS team, though. So, yeah. At number 1, we have Georgia with 50 first place votes. Yeah, guys, they look like Georgia. They beat Kentucky like Kentucky stole something from them. That is the number 1 team in the country. And after a lackluster start to the season, I believe it now after that beatdown of a very good Mark Stoops-led Kentucky team. Yeah, guys, the top 4 right now, UGA, Michigan, Ohio State, and Florida State. I do think Oklahoma can sneak in there, guys, if we just win out, which is very likely. All our games are winnable. I know OU always drops one that we shouldn't drop, but I think Brett Venables will have this team prepared. I think usually you come off a big win like that and get lackluster, but we do have a bye, so we can maybe avoid that. And 2 weeks from now, come out and get back on track with the UCF game. I do believe Texas will also win out and meet us in the Big 12 championship. And hopefully, I know it's hard to beat a really good team twice. I hope OU can do it, guys. Steve Sarkisian is a mastermind play caller. I think he will have plays ready for us if we do meet again, which I do think we will. I hope we can just get them again. Hopefully we can both make it there, and I hope we can beat them again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in always. I will be making a preview next week about the UCF game. I can't say enough how excited I am that we beat Texas, guys. No one said we could. I had my doubts, of course, but I felt confident that Dillon Gabriel would change things. And we didn't have Billy Bowman last year, and he was playing, and he made a huge difference. Brett Venables has these guys moving in the right direction. I think OU's the real deal. Our defense is stout. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's stout. And our offense is getting more consistent every week. It showed that we can move the ball against a very talented team with a great D-line. I think Oklahoma can play with anybody, including Georgia, including Michigan. I look forward to the rest of the season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you could subscribe, like, share, whatever you got to do, I appreciate you guys. Boomer.